All right, welcome back. In the age of streaming and new technology, video and movie rental stores, well, they're becoming a thing of the past.
I thought they were already a thing of the past, but one father-daughter duo in Minnesota, a place I've lived for 3.5 years, said that one of the big chains that they had to close up shop here. Now they reflect on the store's run. Here's David Porter with that.
I came in as an employee of Video Universe right after they opened. There you go. And then I ended up taking over the store a few years after that. And I've been running it ever since 1986.
I just love old movies. I could spend hours in here.
People have been coming in for decades. Seeing their kids grow up. A lot of people I haven't seen for 10, 15, maybe 20 years, but they'll stop in and say goodbye.
Grab whatever the strangest movies I can find.
Sometimes
These are the strangest?
kind of the best part is seeing a movie blind and then just kind of being amazed by like, oh, hey, look, this has a weird cover, but you know, this turned out to be something extremely awesome and underrated to share with a friend.
There are many, many discs back here. It's kind of it's a system, sort of like a library, as I've kind of figured that out in the last 2 weeks. So I've kind of been pulling different titles, mostly kind of running his social media. Yeah, a little bit of emotional support as my dad's laughing back there.
And stuff gets removed from streaming services all the time, so I'm always trying to find little rare gems and things like that.
When you get something like maybe Eat My Dust, there's a lot of VHS right now that's really popular. Certain genres, VHS horror, the foreign ones are pretty popular.
I went to school for film, so when I needed a film to write a paper about, it's like, hey Dad, can you bring this obscure film so that I can watch it and write a paper on?
Because I have so many VHS tapes.
But you don't have these ones.
5.
Get them, get.
Through the last couple of years especially, there's been so many movies already that people have been asking for that I don't have access to. You have to stream them, and that's where it just seems to be heading. It's, you know, it's a changing world. I don't know.
You knew. He's been here since, I mean, the 1980s. This is what he does.
Oh, there it is.
As he's closing and selling his inventory, he's kind of like losing little bits and pieces of his collection.
You can just have that. It's just kind of epic sadness, I think, to see it come to an end. You just never quite think that the final day is going to be there.
It's definitely been an adventure.
He's probably going to buy all this.
And it is a little sad to watch it close, but we're kind of excited for the next chapter as well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Alrighty. Thank you. I just would, you know, like to thank all the customers that have come in through the years. They're not going to melt in there.
No? Okay.
It's been a long, amazing run.
You know, it really is sad to see that spot close. I mean, it really is nostalgia. Growing up, I remember every Friday after school, my dad would take us to Blockbuster and we'd get a big pizza, and then my brother and I would get to pick out a movie in Blockbuster.
Wasn't that the best?
It was the best.
It was literally a great time, a time I wish I could go back to.
I used to work there.
I used to work at Blockbuster. Yes, I'm one of those guys who wore a blue polo and the little ticket that's on the side.
I remember you.
I always got cold. It was so funny. I'd be anywhere in town and people would pull me aside and like, hey man, can you help me with my late fees? And it was just like, I don't know, man, I can't really pull any special
I forgot about
favors.
the late fees.
And if you didn't rewind, that was a big deal too, you know.
I used to love to put it in that little.
Yeah, it was fun as a kid. You just, you know, pop it. Did you have a rewinder at your house, or did you actually use the VCR?
No, I had the rewinder thingy.
We sound old right now.
Okay,
Talking about a
let's go.
rewinder
We're moving
and
on.
a VCR.
The time right now is 5:28.